Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe. So y'all, today is the first day of spring, and I have been wanting to make this video on the first day of spring. I just wanted to show you guys some of the floral fragrances that are in my collection. Now, I do have other floral fragrances that won't be in this video, such as fruity florals and creamy candy-like florals. I actually want to make some separate videos on those as well. Especially the creamy candy-like florals. I've been wanting to make that video too because I think those types of florals are perfect for like transitioning into the spring weather. With that being said, there are some fragrance notes in some of these that are fruity or a little bit sweet and creamy. But as far as the way the fragrance smells overall, I tried to just include fragrances that smell like a true floral. So I just wanted to put that out there. Normally on the first day of spring, I am so ready to get into my florals, but we're still having really cold weather here. So I'm still very much into my sweet gourmand fragrances, and I'm starting to get into now my creamy candy-like florals, which I feel like are great for transitioning into spring. So I'm not reaching for these just yet like I normally do. Now, normally I start using these and I will be on these for like a few weeks before I even touch anything else. But I'm not wanting to do it like that this time. Right now, I'm wanting to just continue to wear my sweet gourmands and start to reach for some of my creamy candy-like floral fragrances as well. And then I want to start adding in some of these as we go along. So, like I said, I figured I would start off with just a true floral fragrance video for the first day of spring. And then maybe tomorrow or the next day, I will do the video on florals that are creamy and candy-like and just perfect for, you know, transitioning from the cold and cool weather into the warm weather, because we're still having cold weather here. On some days, it is warming up in the afternoon, and we have had a few days where it actually got hot in the afternoon. But like right now, it's been really like cool, like all throughout the day, pretty much. And then, like I said, we do have some days where it warms up. So I feel like a creamy candy-like floral is perfect for right now and just kind of goes with the weather. But I still wanted to make this video first since today's the first day of spring, and maybe I will make the other one tomorrow. And then if I do a fruity floral video, that will probably be later in spring when it's a lot warmer. So we'll start with this fragrance over here. So this is Victoria's Secret Floral Affair. This has notes of lily and blush berries. And on the back, it says satin pomegranate flirts with lily and peach, alluring petals. So this does mention a lot of fruits, but this to me does not smell like a fruity floral at all. This smells like, okay, there was a break in the video because I realized I was not filming in 4K. So I actually ended the last video and started over and made sure I was in 4K so that this comes through a little bit clearer. And also, a lot of times when I make these videos, y'all, I just like for this to be like, especially like this type of video, I just wanted this to be a chill, relaxing video where it's like I'm talking to you guys like you're a friend and we're just hanging out on my sofa, chatting about fragrance. I know if you're here, you probably really like fragrance. And so that's kind of like the vibe that I was going for today. And if you've watched many of my videos, you're probably very familiar with my sofa at this point because this is where I've been filming. So I hope y'all feel welcome on my sofa. This is a Floral Affair, and it has notes of lily and blush berries. On the back, it says satin pomegranate flirts with lily and peach, alluring petals. So this does mention some fruits in here. But this to me is not by any means a fruity floral. This is very much a true floral in my opinion. What is really interesting about this fragrance is that it actually does smell very satiny. It's like a satiny, clean, almost soapy floral. And I find this fragrance to be very unique because I think it's really cool that they were able to capture that satin note. I thought it was really cool that they were able to capture that satin note the way that they did. And again, I don't really smell the fruits in this. Like, I can tell that the peach is in here but I don't directly smell pomegranate. This just smells to me, like I said, this smells very clean, a little bit soapy. It's very much a true floral in my opinion. And I just noticed right here where it says, I didn't just notice it says blush berries, but what I'm noticing is that it says blush berries and it also says pomegranate. And I'm wondering if the berries are an additional note in here, or if it's referring to like the little pomegranate arrows that are inside of pomegranates. I don't know, but either way, I think it's interesting to me that this mentions so many different fruits, but it does not smell fruity. It just smells like a satiny, clean floral. Really good. And yeah. So this next one is Renewing Meadow Walk. This is part of the aromatherapy line by Bath and Body Works with natural essential oils. It says essential oil mist with vitamin E and aloe. And the fragrance is Rose Magnolia. So this to me just smells like a straight magnolia scent. That is basically all I smell when I smell of this. And usually I use this as a mixer. I use it to layer with a lot. And, or when I do use it, I haven't used a whole lot of it. But there is a significant dent, I think. Whenever I usually use this, I usually pair it with something. I don't find myself reaching for this a whole lot, so I am considering putting this in my project Use It Up at some point, and then just pairing it with things and using it up and getting my use out of it and moving on from it. That way I don't have it just cluttering up my collection, because it's not a scent that I dislike. I just don't ever reach for it. It's not anything super unique. I don't really smell the rose at all. It just smells like magnolia, which is not a bad scent. I just don't typically reach for this. It's not a very complex fragrance. It's just straight magnolia scent. So, but I thought I would include this. The aromatherapy line is supposed to be for you can use it as like a room spray, or you can use it as body care. So, but typically with Bath and Body Works fragrances, these do not go on my body. I usually just put them on my clothes because I don't really want all this long list of ingredients right here sinking into my skin. So I typically, like I said, usually just wear these on my clothes. Unless I have an actual perfume from Bath and Body Works, now I'll put those on my skin, but most of the time, fragrance mints go on my clothes. And I spray my clothes very heavily so the scent projects. But yeah, so we'll move on to the next fragrance. So next, this is Happy Mood Scents by Pink by Victoria's Secret. It says, be kind to your mind. And on the back, it says, Mood Scents technology uses the power of fragrance to help evoke positive moods. Mist on for a joyful, feel happy effect is what it says. So this is, this has notes of lemon oil and lily of the valley. And to me, this mainly just smells like lily of the valley, and you do smell the lemon oil as well. It's a very basic scent, very not complex, and it's very clean smelling. I used to use this a lot, like right after I got out of the shower. I would put this on because it just made me feel and smell so clean. I haven't reached for it in a while, and I haven't used it in a while, but I'm going to keep it in with my floral fragrances for now. And as I get use out of this through the spring, at some point, whenever I'm not reaching for my florals as much, I might put this with my fresh and clean scents, or I might even have like a new stash where I put like after shower scents, because I don't always, like if I take a shower before bed, I don't always put on a fragrance then. Usually if I put on fragrance, it's like during the daytime. But I am thinking about, you know, not just keeping this with my floral fragrances, but putting it possibly in my fresh and clean scents, or putting it where it's easy to reach for right after I've taken a shower and I just want to smell clean when I'm going to bed. I think about using it for that. So yeah, and I have used a significant amount of this one. I did a video where I marked my gourmand fragrances, I think at the beginning of fall, And then on the last day of winter, which was yesterday, I marked them again just to see like how much of them I used, just out of curiosity. It was not the same thing as a Project Use It Up. And then I also had some empties. So I showed all that in a video yesterday, and I'm probably going to do that with my florals as well, because I do go through florals a lot whenever we get into spring and it starts warming up. But yeah, so this is a good scent. Hey y'all, so I was editing today and I realized that when I filmed this video last night that when I got to about right here, I accidentally skipped over one of the best florals in my collection. I think what happened was when I picked up the last fragrance, this one rolled over, and when I sat that one back down, I just kept going and missed this one. So I wanted to make sure that I included this. This is called Floral Bloom by Victoria's Secret. On the back, it says blush petals, golden daffodil, bursting with flowers. And the way they described that last little line, that description that says bursting with flowers, that's absolutely what type of fragrance this is. It's a very bursting fragrance with different florals. It's very sweet, obviously very, very floral. And what I like about this fragrance is it's very bright and bold and sweet at the same time. And it's bold, but like not in a bad way, and not in an overpowering way or anything like that. This to me is very sweet, springy, floral, and it's also a little bit shampoo-y, which I really like. So it's clean in its own way. It's not like a soapy clean. It's more like a shampoo-y clean. So I really like this fragrance, and yeah, this one is really good, and I definitely look forward to getting some use out of Floral Bloom. Okay, so next we have Early Morning Sun by Victoria's Secret. This has some flowers on the packaging, and all of this is flowers. On the back it says orange blossom, white santal, woods warmed by the glow of light. So I wasn't sure what santal was. I think I may have looked it up before, now that I think about it, but I couldn't directly remember what that was. So I looked it up, and it's sort of just like another form of sandalwood, basically. So this is orange blossom, and it has the white santal in there. And it says wood, so I'm guessing there's a woods note. But when I smell of this, this mainly just smells like a citrusy floral because of the orange blossom. And the orange blossom is mainly what I smell. So yeah, so I thought I would include this one. This, even though this one has like flowers on the packaging and the first note is orange blossom, it doesn't smell like super, super floral, but it is a floral, and it's kind of like a citrusy floral. So I thought I would include it. And I keep this fragrance right here, with my transitional fragrances that I try to use either at least once a season, or I use them during the transitional period whenever we're going from summer to fall. That's where this fragrance stays at. And I have several of those fragrances. I'm thinking about making a video on those if you guys are interested. I have a specific section in my room for those. So yeah, if you are interested in that video, let me know. But yeah, so that's where I keep this one. And this one is marked. I don't remember why or when I marked this, but I think I might have marked it as we were going into the transitional period of summer to fall. And I think I was going to keep up with how much of these I used, but I must not have gone back and marked them again. I don't know if I was going to wait till later in the season or the end of winter. I don't know what I decided to do in my head, but apparently I didn't go back and mark it. So yeah, but I will still be marking this one again since it's part of my florals. So yeah, so I was just explaining what this little line was up here. Okay, so next we have Wrapped in Your Arms by Find Your Happy Place. And down here it says Blush, Rose, and Magnolia. But if you look at the back of this, it says, let's see, the scent notes are right here. It says scented with notes of blooming roses, magnolia petals, freshly picked peony, and juicy bergamot. So this just smells like a very true floral fragrance, kind of like whatever this bouquet probably smells like right here that's on the cover. This just smells, I'm gonna smell the lid real quick. Yeah, so this is a very true floral. It smells like fresh cut florals. It's almost like you can smell the scent of like the fresh cut stems. This is very watery and clean. It reminds me of soap a little bit. So I really like this one. I used this a good bit last year whenever it was spring. This is another one that would be really good for, like, you know, straight away as soon as you get out of the shower. If you just want to smell fresh and clean at bedtime, this would be really great for that. It's not the same scent as this one over here, but that's kind of the vibe that it's giving. So yeah, this is a really good floral. It's also one that would be good for like any type of event, whether it's casual or formal. Like, that's kind of what this makes me think of. And yeah, just your typical floral spring fragrance. And I have a good bit of rose fragrances because I really like rose. So this next one is Rose Water Mist. This has notes of sparkling lychee. That's how I pronounce it, but if you guys pronounce it different, let me know how y'all pronounce it, because I'm interested to know. Rose essential oil and coconut water. On the back it says bright luminous rose water, floral fresh scent with notes of sparkling lychee, rose essential oil, and coconut water. So this is just a very watery rose floral scent. It's like a rose water type rose scent, as the name implies, Rose Water Mist. That's very much exactly what this smells like. This is one of my favorite rose scents that I own, if not my favorite. And I have several because, like I said, I really like rose fragrances a lot. But yeah, so this is just another floral that I have in my collection. Okay, and so next we have Sweet Pea by Bath & Body Works. On the back, it says the notes are sweet pea, watery pear, sheer freesia, luscious raspberry, and soft musk. It says sweet pea embraces a bright and playful spirit that's forever young at heart. And I think the reason that it says that is because I feel like everybody had a sweet pea fragrance at some point in their childhood or their teens. I don't really know why that is, but I feel like it's a thing, and that's why it says that on the back. But this sweet pea fragrance is really, really good. And it's very, I want to say intense, but not like intense in a bad way. It's like just like a really, strong fragrance. Like, they put a lot of fragrance oils in here is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's very strong. It projects. It's very sweet. And I think a lot of the sweetness is coming from like the raspberry that's in here, and obviously the sweet pea. And this is just your classical sweet pea fragrance. Like, I love how sweet pea has like, well, this particular sweet pea fragrance has the sheer freesia blended in. I love freesia notes when they're done the right way. I also love anything watery. So like that watery pear is in there, and then you got a little bit of soft musk. This is just so, so, so good. You could wear this any time of year, but I really tend to go crazy with this in the spring. It's just so good, y'all. I love sweet pea. So next we have Pink Lily and Bamboo by Bath & Body Works. And the fragrance notes on this are wild lily petals, bamboo leaf, pink ginger, fresh fig, and sauna wood. And it says blossom in a garden full of sun-kissed petals and sweet memories. I don't know what memories it's referring to, but okay. So this is just a nice, you know, low-key, watery, floral top scent. I do see some raspberries on here. Was that in the fragrance notes? I don't see it in the fragrance notes, but it does have raspberry on the label, so I'm assuming there is some raspberry in here. And then, of course, you've got your lily. And, yeah, this is just, like I said, this is a very low-key, watery, slightly sweet floral scent, and you definitely smell the bamboo in there too. Or you can, I don't know if I'm not going to say the bamboo really stands out, but like you can tell it's in there. So yeah, I like this scent. And it's just another good floral fragrance that I have in my collection. Okay, so next we have Hello Beautiful. This is one of my favorite floral fragrances from Bath & Body Works. So on the back, it says the fragrance notes are white gardenia, jasmine petals, magnolia blossom, pink nectarine, and cotton musk. And it says, say hello to beautiful fresh flowers picked just for you. So yeah, this is just a really good floral fragrance that to me is like bursting with all those different like fragrance notes. It just smells really good. I'm going to spray the lid here. I haven't smelled it in a while actually, but it stands out in my mind as one of my favorite ones from Bath & Body Works. And they currently have this one out right now. But yeah, this one is complex because it's got all the different fragrance notes. Like it's bursting with all those different fragrance notes, and it makes it very sweet and floral. And it stands out from other florals because, like I said, it just has that like bursting quality to it. And yeah, it's a good one. So next I have Satin Slippers from Bath & Body Works. This one is a floral that actually came out around Christmas time. And this to me is a very wintry floral, but it's perfect for year round. And the fragrance notes on it are white rose, dreamy jasmine, and airy musk. It says dance into the evening as the grand velvet curtains raise and satin slippers glide across the floor. So whenever I looked at the name of this earlier, I compared it with this fragrance right here, because remember how this one says satin on the back, and I was trying to see if this fragrance captured the satin note the way that one does, but this one doesn't in my opinion. But it still, I guess, has a little bit of a satiny quality to it, and maybe that's why they named it Satin Slippers. I'd never even thought about that until I was about to film this video earlier. But this to me is a very clean, fresh, soapy floral fragrance. And this is, it's not warm, but I think it's the airy musk in here that gives this a wintry feel. But it's absolutely perfect for year round. And, yeah, it's just a very fresh and clean, soapy floral. And like I said, it's perfect for year round, but I feel like there's certain florals that are really good for winter. And this, I would almost put this in the category of like the creamy florals that I was describing at the beginning of the video, or I didn't really describe them. I was just talking about them. So this might be in my creamy floral video as well. I haven't decided yet because it's not super creamy, but it just reminds me of like a wintry floral, or a floral that you could wear when the, weather is transitioning into spring, because it does have that white musk in it, and or airy musk. And so yeah, so this one is really good though. I actually have a backup of this particular one. Okay, so next I have Peach Peony by Brooks and Waters. These fragrances right here are nothing special. I just have them in my collection. I'm actually in the process of using them up right now. But this right here is just sort of like a, it's not really, I mean, the notes are fruity and floral, but to me, this just smells like the peony that's in here. I don't really smell the peach, so it doesn't smell fruity to me. This actually smells a lot like Victoria's Secret Floral Affair. And this one says it has peony. This one has lily. I don't see any peony in this. Doesn't mean it's not in there. But this actually smells, this one actually smells a lot like this one. I think it's the peach maybe that's in both of these. But yeah, so this one is very similar to Victoria's Secret Floral Affair. So next I have Poppy by Bath & Body Works. And the fragrance notes in this are fresh morning dew, wild poppies, sugared rhubarb, and juicy pear. So when this first came out, I didn't really care for it. The first few times I smelled of this, to me, there was something in this fragrance that smelled peppery, and I did not like that. I don't like any type of like peppery notes or patchouli or anything like that. And I wasn't smelling patchouli, but I felt like I was smelling something that was kind of like peppery. But I was around someone else when they were wearing this. Like, they had sprayed it out around me, and I was like, dude, like, what is that? It smells really good. And they told me it was poppy, and I was like, really? And so, like, I ended up getting poppy for myself, and it really, like, changed my opinion about it. And now I just feel like this is just a nice floral scent. And so, yeah, just another floral that's in my collection. Okay, and so next I have Wildflowers by Bodyology. This has notes of bluebells and fresh wildflowers. And on the back it says, take your senses through the meadows with delicate wildflowers and bluebells. So this is just a clean, sweet floral fragrance. Very simple, easy reach type of fragrance. I only have the mini right now, and I do plan to put this in my project Use It Up here pretty soon, and because it has like a little body cream that came with it as well. I haven't decided if this is one that I will purchase in the full size or not, but I probably would if I found it. However, I also have another Bodyology fragrance that smells kind of similar to this. I think the name of the fragrance is like denim. It's like something denim, like blue denim or something like that. And these two smell very similar. So if I do use this one up, I don't know if I will repurchase it anytime soon, because I do have the other one that smells very similar. But yeah, this is just another floral fragrance in my collection. It's very simple and, like I said, kind of an easy reach fragrance. Okay, so next I have Romance and Dreams by Body Fantasies. So if you watched my Body Fantasies video already, then you probably heard me talk about this one. But this, to me, it's a floral fragrance, and it's a fresh and clean floral fragrance. It's a little bit soapy, but it's more along the lines of just being fresh and clean and floral. And I believe that I have the full size version of this, so I'm not sure why I didn't bring that one in here instead. Maybe I just overlooked it or something, but I'm pretty sure I have the full size version of this. And if not, I definitely want it, because I really love this fragrance. Anything fresh and clean is really good to me, but especially a fresh and clean floral, I really like that, because I personally like florals and fresh and clean scents. And I hear a lot of people say that they're not really into florals. I've always really liked florals, and one of the reasons that I do is because I'm a fresh and clean lover, and I feel like a lot of florals smell fresh and clean, and so that's what this fragrance is to me. It's kind of like a fresh and clean floral. So yeah, it's a good one. Okay, so next we have Sunflower Breeze by Body Fantasies. So this is another floral fragrance. This is just a straight up sunflower scent, and it's got a little bit of freshness to it. It shows on the cover here some little pink flowers. I'm not sure what flower that is or what note it possibly is in here. But I know that sometimes the Body Fantasies can be pretty complex with the different fragrance notes that are in them, almost like a perfume. So this probably does have other florals in it besides the sunflower that's in here. And this also has like a little bit of a freshness and a cleanliness quality to it as well, which I like. And so yeah, this is a really good one, and I really like this, and I would like to have the full size version of it too. Okay, so next we have Lilac by Body Fantasies. So this lilac is really good. It's just a true floral scent. This one is very similar to Fresh Cut Lilacs by Bath & Body Works, but these differ a little bit because this one, I believe, is a little bit, this one is a little bit soapier in my opinion. So they are different. They're not the same thing. They're just similar, but like I said, this one is a little bit more soapy. I am thinking about doing a video on just soapy florals because I love soapy floral fragrances. Like I was just saying earlier, any type of floral that is fresh and clean or soapy, oh my goodness, I just love fragrances like that. And I feel like most florals smell that way, but there's some that just distinctly smell like soap to me, and I am thinking about doing a video on those. This one is, like I said, it's a clean floral and it has a little bit of soapiness to it. It's not just like a straight up soap bar. Let me smell of it again. Yeah, it's not like a straight up soap bar. You definitely get a lot of that additional floral that's in there, but It has like a little bit of soapiness to it. So yeah, this one's good. And I also have the this small version of that one, so I'm going to put it in my project use it up here pretty soon. Okay, so then I have Cherry Blossom by Bodyology. It says the notes are cherry blossom, cedarwood, and pear. And on the back it says blushing cherry blossom blooms with fragrance to produce a blissful and radiant scent. So this fragrance right here is another one that smells a little bit soapy, and this is just a true cherry blossom scent. This is very heavy on the cherry blossom note, obviously, and it's just really good, and it's really strong. It's I think that these Bodyology fragrances are very strong, like most of them. Like most of them act the same as like a Bath and Body Works fragrance or something like that. So yeah, this one is really strong. Again, it's just your typical cherry blossom scent, but this one is a little bit powdery too, and also a little bit soapy. And this is a good one to wear when you just want to smell clean, like you just took a shower. This one is great for that. And also the next one that I'm going to talk about is the same way, Pure White Gardenia. This is another one that is just very fresh and clean and soapy, and is great for when you just want to smell that way. Anytime, or, you know, right after you get out of the shower, if you're just chilling, about to go to bed, and you just want to smell clean and soapy, this one is great for that. This also has, you know, it's got the gardenia in it, so it smells very, I guess intoxicating would be the word. It's just really good, and I just really like this one. And it says the fragrance notes are fresh florals and white gardenias, and on the back it says the rich floral scent of fresh gardenias promotes love, peace, and good spirits. So yeah, so this is a really good one. And like I said, I just love the scent of gardenia. I always have. And this is just really good. So yeah. Okay, so next I have this fragrance by Victoria's Secret called Poolside Service. And the notes in here are gardenia and terry cloth. That's the notes that it lists on the front. And then on the back it says gardenia, terry cloth, and juicy papaya, this way to the pool. So I was unsure at first if I was going to include this one or not, because it has the papaya note in it. But I just started smelling of this, and I was like, yes, I am going to include it, because to me, this mainly just smells like gardenia, but in a very unique way. This is a very unique fragrance, because you can tell that the terry cloth is in there somehow, and the sweetness from the juicy papaya makes the gardenia just smell extra sweet, but you don't really smell the papaya separately from the fragrance, and you don't really smell papaya at all, in my opinion. I feel like it's just it's enhancing the sweetness of the gardenia. So I really like that. And I really like this fragrance. It's another gardenia fragrance that I really enjoy. It's just very sweet and unique, perfect for spring or summer. So yeah, so this is in my florals for now, and it will most likely stay in my florals, but I will use it very heavily when we get in the summertime, because it just has a summer quality to it. But yeah, it's really good. Okay, and then I have Night Blooming Jasmine by Bath and Body Works. The fragrance notes are jasmine flower, white musk, and apple blossom. It says dreamy and subtly sweet with a magnetic floral allure, beautifully intoxicating at any hour. So see, they use the word intoxicating, and that's what I was trying to describe when I was talking about the gardenia scents I have right here. Looks like this one rolled somehow. But yeah, so I guess that's how I would describe this fragrance too, Night Blooming Jasmine. Now this one to me has a bit of a soapy quality to it, in my opinion. And but the jasmine in this has that same intoxicating quality that the gardenia has in these two fragrances, and I just love it. It's so good. It's so feminine, it's clean, it's soft, it's sexy. It's just so good. And I would say, like I said, this is a little bit soapy as well. Oh my goodness, it just smells so clean, like you just took a shower. Now, it's not like a straight up like soap bar or anything like that, but it has like just a little bit of soapiness to it. It smells really clean. Like I said, like if you just took a shower and, you know, you're just like chilling, like that's what this reminds me of. But it also is good enough that you could wear it to like, definitely wear it to like a formal event or anything casual too, of course. And yeah, it's just really, really good. I love that. This is the type of floral that I really, really enjoy. So yeah, that's Not Blooming Jasmine by Bath & Body Works. Okay, so next I have Cherry Blossom and Tea Rose by the Beloved brand. And Beloved is actually by Love, Beauty, and Planet. On the back it says, delight the senses with a blend of floral, cherry blossom, and delicate tea rose, and a hint of sweet caramel. So this to me just smells like a watery rose scent. I don't smell caramel in this, but of course the caramel could be in there. I mean, it is in there, but I'm saying it could be what makes this smell sweeter than your average rose scent. And I just realized that I have some more fragrances that I did not bring in here. I have some more rose fragrances, so I'm going to go get those in a minute so I can show them to you guys. So yeah, so like I said, this says Cherry Blossom and Tea Rose, and on the back it says it's got the floral cherry blossom, the delicate tea rose, and a hint of sweet caramel. This just smells like a watery, very sweet rose. I don't really smell the cherry blossom in this. Of course, I'm sure it's in there, but it doesn't stand out to me. So yeah. But this one is really good. I absolutely love this. This is another one of my favorite rose scents that I own. It's just so, so good. And actually I had my daughter go and get my other fragrances that I forgot to bring in here. So they're in here now, and we can talk about those in a minute. But yeah, this is a really good one. Okay, so next I have Magnolia Charm by Bath & Body Works. And the fragrance notes on here are dewy pear blossom, blooming magnolia, and fresh cedar. It says graceful blooms burst, signaling the first sign of spring. Creamy white petals blended with sweetly scented sunshine are nature's promise of the season to come. So this is one of my favorite florals that I own, if not my absolute favorite one of all of them. I have used a good bit of this one, as you can see. And this is just a very, very soapy magnolia, clean floral scent. You do smell the dewy pear blossom that's in here as well. So this is just all around a really good fragrance. I really like this fragrance, and I really hope that Bath & Body Works brings it back. Because like I said, this is one of my favorites, if not my favorite. And the reason for that is because not only does it smell really good and it's a good floral, but it just smells like a soap bar. Like, I love wearing this one, and I pick this up throughout the year, even though I mainly reach for florals in the spring and summer more. I do keep this one out. Well, I keep all of them out, but this is the one that I reach for throughout the year because it just smells like a soap bar. Like, it smells so good, and it just makes me feel so fresh and clean. So yeah, I really like this one. Okay, so next is Petal Plush Clouds by Victoria's Secret. And it says peony sugar sweetens bergamot, tea leaves, mimosa flower. So I almost did not include this one because the tea note in here is so distinct. But I decided I would, since tea is like a plant, kind of like a flower is. I decided to go ahead and include this one because it does have the peony sugar and the mimosa flower. And this just smells like a fresh and clean floral, especially with that little bit of like tea that's in there. It's definitely giving fresh and clean and sweet at the same time, which is really interesting. It's just a really interesting scent. And yeah, it's really good. Just another really good floral that's in my collection. So this next fragrance is by Calgon, and this is Tahitian Orchid. This is another one that's intoxicating, and it's very sweet. It's just a really good like floral fragrance, and I actually really like the Calgon mist a lot. I have more than one of these in here that I'm going to show you guys. But yeah, this one is it's just a good floral fragrance, and I could see why they named it Tahitian. I feel like this has a Tahitian quality to it just because it's like super, super sweet and a little bit intoxicating. And on the back, it says the seductive beauty of white orchids from the South Pacific. So it doesn't list any other fragrance notes in here. So I don't know if this is mainly just white orchids or if it has something else in it. But you definitely smell the white orchids, and they're just very sweet and just so good. Just a really good true floral scent that's a little bit exotic. And yeah, it's very good. So yeah, I highly recommend the Calgon fragrance mist, by the way. Okay, so next we have Fresh Cut Lilacs by Bath & Body Works. So the fragrance notes on here are lilac bouquets, dewy greens, and soft spring air. So this one is very similar to the, like I said, the lilac fragrance by Body Fantasies. But the one by Body Fantasies is a little bit soapier, but this is a very true floral fragrance. You can smell the lilac in here, obviously, and the dewy greens. It smells kind of like the fresh cut stems from the flowers, and that's kind of what I feel like the dewy greens is it just kind of smells like a fresh cut floral. And so yeah, lilac bouquets. I mean, I think that would indicate a freshly cut. Well, the name of it is Fresh Cut Lilacs. I feel so silly, y'all. But yeah, this is, you know, like I said, fresh cut lilacs. So it smells like a lilac that is freshly cut, basically. But yeah, so this is a really good one, a very true floral. This is definitely for the floral lovers because that's exactly what this smells like, just a true floral. So very good, and I can't wait to get some use out of this one. Okay, so next we have Water Lily Springs. This came out recently from Bath & Body Works. And the fragrance notes in this one are dew-kissed lilies, crisp waters, and clean musk. It says, escape to a place where fresh water glistens and salt water waves splash the shore. It's time to relax and refresh. So this smells just like what it says. You smell the dew-kissed lilies in here and the crisp waters. And yeah, it's just a very watery floral fragrance. So you definitely smell the lily, like I said, and the watery note that is in here too. This is just a fresh, clean, watery floral that reminds me of the color blue. So I think the blue packaging was appropriate for this fragrance. I actually think I might have had this one in my Fresh and Clean scents for a little while, or I was thinking about putting it in with those, and I ended up sticking it in with my florals, but this one could definitely go either way. But it's definitely a floral fragrance. It's just got more of like a Fresh and Clean quality to it as well, and leans towards just a straight up Fresh and Clean scent as well. But it's definitely got the floral in there too, so I thought I would include it. But yeah, this is really good, and any type of Fresh and Clean scent or Fresh and Clean floral, as I've already said, is like right up my alley. So yeah, I like this one pretty well. Okay, so next I have another Brooks & Waters fragrance mist. This is Pink Mimosa. This one right here is like I said, it's this just smells like a sweet, clean floral. And it almost smells a little bit like antiseptic smelling. Just a little bit like, almost like a house cleaner, but not like in a bad way. So yeah, that's what I think of whenever I smell this. And like I said earlier, these Brooks & Waters fragrances are not anything special. They're just pretty good. This one is okay. I will probably put this one in my Project Use It Up this year because I'm ready to get these used up. I don't know how well the fragrance holds up inside the bottle, and I wouldn't want it to like go bad or like lose its fragrance before I could get it all used up. So I'll probably stick this one in my Project Use It Up this year, along with the other one I was talking to you guys about earlier. But yeah, so Pink Mimosa, and it just kind of smells like I described it, just like a sweet floral. So yeah. So next I have White Jasmine by Bath & Body Works. And the fragrance notes in this are creamy white jasmine, apple blossom, and white cedar wood. This says, blooming jasmine fills the air as you wander through a beautiful summer meadow. So this one is basically just what it says. You smell the white jasmine, you smell the apple blossom and the white cedar wood. I have actually paired this one with apple fragrances in my collection that also have jasmine notes in them. So it worked really well for that. But yeah, that's what this one is. And that's basically what it smells like. Just another good floral fragrance in my collection. And this one also smells a little bit fresh and clean and just a little bit soapy, but not much. But yeah, so this one is pretty good. Okay, so next I have Golden Sunflower by Bath & Body Works. And the fragrance notes in this are sunflower petals, orange flower, and fresh vanilla. It says, celebrate the happiest of days where life is bold, kindness is power, and the energy is groovy. So this is just your typical sunflower fragrance. Now this one also has the orange flower in it as well. And you can tell that it's blended in here pretty well along with the fresh vanilla. But again, this is just your typical sunflower fragrance. This is similar to Sunflower Breeze, the one that I was showing you guys earlier by Bath & Body Works. I mean, Body Fantasies. But they are different. And yeah, this one is pretty good. Again, it's just your typical sunflower fragrance. I love sunflower notes and fragrances and just straight up sunflower fragrances as well. So I really like this one. And I have a lot of things that I want to pair this with. I used this one a lot during, or I used it a lot back during the fall whenever we were transitioning into the fall weather from summer. And it worked great for that. I love to wear these types of fragrances around that time of year, like sunflower fragrances and also sunshine fragrances, which I feel are very similar to sunflower notes. So yeah, and I'm excited to start using this one a lot now that we're getting close to spring, and just use it all summer long because I really like this one and I can't wait to get some more use out of it. Okay, so next I have Japanese Cherry Blossom by Bath & Body Works. So this has notes of Japanese cherry blossom, Asian pear, fresh mimosa petals, white jasmine, and blushing sandalwood. It says, America's most iconic feminine fragrance, Japanese cherry blossom is loved for its timeless, authentic beauty. So when I first started building up my collection from Bath & Body Works, I wasn't super crazy about this scent, but I smelled it a few more times and realized that this has a very like luxurious quality to it. And I guess it's just the various notes that are blended in here together that makes it have that. But this just smells luxurious in my opinion. It also smells a little bit sweet and just a little bit intoxicating, but also smells a little bit soapy as well. So this is just a really good one. I've heard that this is Bath & Body Works like #1 top seller, but the person that said that on their YouTube channel said they weren't sure if that was true or not. Like they had heard that, but they were like doubtful of how that would be true. But I think that it could be true just because this one has been around for so long as part of the core collection. But I also am kind of like, how is that the best seller? But again, I think it goes back to this is just one that's always on the shelf and it's always available. But yeah, I love this one. I grew to love this because like I said, at first I didn't really care about it, but I smelled it a few more times and I decided that it just has a luxury quality to it and I do really enjoy it. Okay, so next I have Sweet Pea Fantasy by Body Fantasies. Pink Sweet Pea Fantasy, not just Sweet Pea Fantasy, Pink Sweet Pea Fantasy. And this one actually smells almost identical to Sweet Pea by Bath & Body Works. They are almost the exact same. I think I've smelled of these next to each other before and they smell like almost the exact same. So it's basically the same way I described Sweet Pea by Bath & Body Works. Okay, so next I have Hearts and Daisies by Body Fantasies. This is just a daisy scent and it's got some other things that are blended in here with this that makes it more complex than just a daisy scent. It's got something in it that reminds me of the color green, so I think it's appropriate that they did green packaging. I don't know what it would be in here that makes it smell that way because I haven't looked up the fragrance notes, but like I said, some of these Body Fantasies fragrances can be pretty complex with all the different notes that they use in some of them, almost like a perfume. So it could be anything, and it could even be like the note that is in here, what was this? The Dewy Greens. I feel like it's probably something like that in here that makes it smell the way that it does, but not the same as like a fresh cut floral fragrance. But there is something in there that reminds me a little bit of something that's green. And this one's also a little bit soapy as well. So not my favorite Body Fantasies by any means. But it's not a bad fragrance. It's just not one that I feel like I would repurchase if I did use it up. So yeah. But this is Moonlit Florals by Body Fantasies, and this is just a soapy floral. Like every time I have smelled of this, I have just thought soapy floral. I'm not aware of what all the fragrance notes are supposed to be in this, but there are several different florals that are on the front of this. So it probably is pretty complex with the different florals that are in here. But they're all blended together very nicely, and this just produces a soapy floral scent. That's just slightly intoxicating, so I'm going to guess that it's got some jasmine in it and maybe even a little bit gardenia, but I don't smell gardenia. I think I'm smelling a little bit of jasmine there. But yeah, this one is pretty good. Okay, and then next we have Rose Lychee by Victoria's Secret. It says rose petals, pink lychee, and patchouli musk. Now, whenever I was ordering this, I was a little bit nervous about that patchouli scent that was in there. But sometimes if patchouli is done the right way, you don't smell it directly. You just smell a little bit more of like a cleanliness quality to the fragrance. And I feel like that's what the patchouli note did for this fragrance, because this just smells like a clean, fresh, rose watery type rose scent. So yeah, so it wasn't, the patchouli does not stand out by any means. You don't smell it directly or anything like that. I feel like it was blended with the other fragrance notes very well, because like I said, you can't even really tell that it's in there. I feel like it just makes the smell more clean. I know that I have a perfume in my collection that I really like. It's one of my favorite perfumes that I own, and it's just like it's a fresh and clean scent. And one day I had looked up the notes and I was like really shocked to see that it had patchouli in it, because I was like, how? But I've discovered that when patchouli notes are done a certain way, what I consider to be the right way, because I don't like patchouli, then it just makes a fragrance smell more fresh and clean. So that's what this smells like. Just a fresh, clean, rose watery type rose scent. And this one is really good. Okay, so next we have Rose by Bath & Body Works. This has notes of airy rose water, jasmine petals, and creamy musk. It says, modern and delicate, wrap yourself in the romance of a freshly cut rose bouquet. So this one is really, really good. It's just your typical rose scent. And it's a little bit more complex than just rose, because again, it's got the jasmine petals and the creamy musk. You definitely smell the creamy musk. And to me, the jasmine does not stand out a whole lot in this one. I just sprayed my lid is what I'm letting it dry down. But I mainly smell the rose in this, and it's like it says airy rose water. That's exactly what it smells like. And I want to say that they reformulated this, because I know that the packaging is different than it was, and I think that they reformulated the fragrance when they changed the packaging, because this smells different than the way I remember it smelling when I first tried rose. Because when I first tried it, I ended up returning it. I didn't keep it in my collection. I didn't dislike it, I just didn't keep it. But I smelled this a while back and I was like, oh my goodness, this is so good. And I really think that they reformulated it. And I'm definitely not smelling the jasmine directly. I'm mainly smelling the airy rose water and the creamy musk. But I'm sure that the jasmine is adding a little bit of sweetness to this and blending very well with the airy rose water note. But this is just so good. So good. And it's a very good rose scent in its own way. So yeah, I really like that one. So this is Peon Blush by Bodyology. The fragrance notes in this are apple, peony, and musk. And on the back, it says, enjoy the floral essence of a blushing pink peony with hints of apple, rose, and soft musk. So this is another floral in my collection. And this particular one, I wear this a lot during the fall. And this blends really well whenever I pair it with like apple fragrances. I love to wear this paired with apple fragrances during the fall. And I also like to bring my apple fragrances back out during the spring. And I'm going to be probably pairing those again with this one right here because they just pair so well together. And this is a very fresh and clean floral. And this just makes you smell really clean. And it's that apple note that's in there, I believe, that makes it smell the way that it smells. But yeah, this one is really good. And it's like I said, it's good for pairing with apple fragrances and things like that. So yeah, I really like that one. And then the last one that I had to show you guys is another Calgon mist. This is Morning Glory. On the back it says, let the delicate hush of a perfect morning and soft petals take you away. So again, this one doesn't tell us really what the fragrance notes are in here or if there's anything in it besides the Morning Glory, but I'm sure that there is because it smells pretty complex. This is a very fresh and clean floral, and I actually keep this in with my Fresh and Clean fragrance mist. But this just smells really good and really like intoxicating in its own way. So it could have jasmine in here as well, or maybe the Morning Glory just has an intoxicating quality to it. But I really like this. I really like both of the Calgon mists that I have. And these are both really good in their own way. And this one, even though it's a little bit more fresh and clean, in my opinion, than the other one is, this has a lot of sweetness to it as well. So yeah, so this one is really good. So that's the end of this video. I know it was very long, but I was just in the mood to sit around and talk about fragrance. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, definitely give it a like. Also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you're subscribed and you have your notification bell on. That way you're notified every time I upload a new video. And also, you guys let me know, do you all like floral fragrances? And if you do, what florals are you going to start wearing in the spring, or have you already been wearing? And what are your favorite florals? I personally really love florals, so I'm interested to hear your thoughts on what you like to wear. And also, let me know your thoughts on these fragrances as well. I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.